Hey everyone, it's Anson here from Weekend Garage. Today I'll be showing you guys on how to adjust and program your DRLs, which is the daytime running lamps on your Ram truck. This is an updated tutorial on a 22 Ram Limited. The previous tutorial we had was put out a few years ago. So in today's updated tutorial, we'll go in depth on how it works and answer all the previous questions that you guys had on that video. So this tutorial will work for your truck, no matter if it's a 1500, 25 or 3500. What we can do is select the location where the daytime running lamp is, which when you put in gear, that is the only light it'll turn on when it is sunny outside. When it is nighttime or you're in the tunnel, no matter what DRL you program it to, the low beam will automatically turn on. So you can choose from just the halos, which are the light strips on the top and bottom here. You can choose from the high beam or the low beam as your DRL, or you could choose the fog lights, or you can have nothing at all. So in today's tutorial, I'll show you guys how to do that. So follow along. So in the North American trucks, when you put your lamp position into auto, every time you put your gear selector onto drive, your low beam headlights will automatically turn on. And no matter if you turn it off here, it will still turn on. So any of these positions right here to turn off your low beams, these two, while you're driving is not going to work because your vehicle is in drive or reverse. So just a heads up, even if you don't want to change the location for aesthetics, it's good to turn it off for daytime because it's going to maintain your headlight bulb life for longer, because you cannot replace bulbs in these vehicles. When your light burns out, you're going to have to replace the whole headlight housing as one unit. So gone are the days of replacing a light bulb. That's why in today's tutorial, we're going to show you how to keep your headlights working for longer as they should have from the factory. So with this being a 2022 vehicle, we're going to need a OBD reader from Weekend Garage and the bypass cable. I'll show you guys how to connect it. All these products that you'll need for this tutorial are available on our website, weekendgarage.com. So next up, we're going to go ahead and connect this under the dashboard. I'll show you guys how to. So in our 2018 Plus vehicle, we're going to look under the driver's side knee area. We're going to look up. So as we're looking up, this is the module we're trying to pull out. There's no other ones here, so we're going to reach up, press on the quick disconnect right here. Just press down and pull out. Same for the other one. Comes out really easily. These are the two tabs. After that, we're going to grab these two connectors and plug in our cable. They only go in one way, so there's no way to mess this up. After you've made a successful connection, you should see a red light, which means the product is now powered and ready for us to connect. So if you've made the connection correctly, you should see a red light on the AlfaOBD Weekend Garage reader. We're now ready to do programming on our Android device or Windows. What you want to do next is press the start button on your truck twice. So one time puts it in accessory mode, and another time puts it in run. Now that's in run, I'm going to show you guys now that's in run, I'm going to show you guys on your phone on how to connect to it. So now I'm going to have my Android phone open. It's going to be similar if you have a Windows laptop. I'm going to put the tutorial right here so you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing on my phone screen. So first we're going to go in your phone settings and then Bluetooth. Assuming you have already installed the bypass cable like how I showed you guys, your reader should have a red light on it. That means it's now ready to pair. You then want to press your engine start button until it's in the run position. On some models it's once, on some it's 2 times. Make sure your foot is not on the brake when you're hitting that. After that, we're going to go on our Bluetooth, hit scan. When you hit scan, it's going to look for new devices that you can connect to and save, which on my phone it's on the bottom. Now that you see Weekend Garage showed up, it's in all capitals. We're going to click it and it's going to ask for a PIN number. The PIN number is 1234. You're going to hit pair. It's going to show you the status. Now it's pairing, and it's now on paired devices on the very top. So now we're going to go open AlfaOBD, and then on the top left, my interface, you're going to click on the Bluetooth logo. Then we're going to look for Weekend Garage, which we have just paired. Click on that, and now it's going to finish the pairing with your device and the hardware reader that you have installed. It's going to ask if you want to set it as a default device. If you haven't connected it before, you want to hit set as default. So every time you plug it in, it'll automatically load into the app. So therefore you don't have to go through this pairing process every single time. Next up, we're going to look for a vehicle. On the middle left circle, it says Dodge Ram. Select car model. You can do it with other cars here, as you can see as well on this list. We're going to scroll down till we see the Ram 1500 DTDS. And then you're going to go into body computer. DT is the 5th gen, DS is the 4th gen. And then after that, we're going to click on select control unit, and you're going to look for the year of your vehicle. This is a 22, so I'm going to click on 22. You're going to click on whichever year your vehicle is, and then you're going to click connect. It's going to show you the live status. Now it's connected to your vehicle. We then want to go on the bottom right where it shows the photo with the hood open. Click on that once, and it'll say select procedure to start. Click on that. If you've never programmed anything on your vehicle before and it's a fresh file being the original file, we want to back up vehicle configuration to file right here. If you've never programmed your car, make sure you make a backup in case you guys get excited and change the wrong thing. You can restore a file. So when you hit start, it'll save your vehicle configuration. If you follow our tutorials, you'll never have to back up. So that's when people go and start changing things they don't know and mess the vehicle up. So if you follow a tutorial step by step, you're not going to have these problems. So back on this page, after you've backed up, you go back one page. We're going to look for car configuration change, which is near the bottom. After you click on that, on the bottom it says select option. On the search bar on the top, you're going to type DRL. So there's going to be a lot of different ones. What you want to choose is DRL configuration. Click on that. Then on select value on the bottom, what you want to do is select optional DRL. Optional DRL will enable us to choose where we want the DRL to be on your vehicle. So right now, it says no changes necessary because I have already changed it to optional DRL. So if you haven't changed it before, it'll tell you procedure completed once it's finished. After that, you can click on the CBC features back on the search bar, and we're going to look for lamp location. Once you go on lamp location, you want to select the value, and this is where you can select all of the different DRL locations. For us, we have it on none, because none means it's just going to be the halo strips on the top and bottom. You can also make it high beam, low beam, turn signal, fog lamp, and dedicated and SRT DRL, don't mind those. So we have it on none, and you click start. Once it's finished, it'll tell you procedure completed, as you can see on the bottom. After that, you have now turned off your DRLs and just kept the outer halos. If you guys want to change it to your turn signals, which is the amber, you can do that as well. So that is how you change the location of your DRL. Now I'm going to show you guys how to turn off the halo on the top and bottom if you guys want to completely turn it off, or just have the amber, or only have a low beam or fog light, or whichever you want. What you want to do is dedicated DRL present. You can click no. If you click no, it'll turn off the ring around the vehicle. So that is how you do all different types of DRL locations and configurations for your vehicle. Hopefully that was straightforward, as it was an updated tutorial compared to our first one over 4 years ago. So after you finish programming, make sure your engine has to be running and there has to be sufficient light outdoors for your DRL location to work. If you're just sitting in the vehicle and you have it on park with your engine on ignition on and you try to turn the dial, it will not work. Make sure your engine has to be on, and then you can see your new program location, whether it's up there, completely off, fog light, or wherever you desire. So hopefully this video helped you guys out. As you can see, it's very straightforward and easy to do, and you can always revert back to your factory settings. If you do make a change that you don't like, you just go back a step and you'll go back to where you started from. So anyways, hopefully this tutorial helped you guys out. Let me know what tutorials you guys want to see next. You can comment down below or email us directly if you have any questions. It's info@weekendgarage.com. Thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful day, and see you on the next video.